and Grace. Hope you're having a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you're tuning in to this class. These are free daily classes Monday through Friday. Check out EcstaticYoga.Studio for our retreats, our yoga retreats. We're planning a dolphin retreat right now, for sure, a zip line retreat out in Costa Rica, and our yoga teacher trainings as well. Hope you can join us. And our upcoming event is Earth 2020, and that is May 7th. So please join us online, right here, where you're tuning into now. We're going to be coming together for peace, for global peace. And there has been many studies showing that when minds come together for peace, that it has a powerful impact on the entire planet and consciousness. So please join us, even if you can only join us for 5 minutes, but we hope you can join us for the whole 45 minutes. So let's begin our yoga practice today and taking the attention inward into the heart and beginning to become more deeply connected to the inner being, this inner intelligence, this infinite true self that we are, that we sometimes get so busy in the world and so distracted with our attention out in the world. We don't bring our attention into this infinite pure rapture, pure love, pure wisdom, intelligence that connects us with all that is, all beings everywhere, all species. And just diving in and beginning to drop that breath down into the belly. There's meowing at the door. Letting that breath really drop down into the belly. This is the natural way we breathe. So even if you don't have time to get on a mat, it's okay, you can sit on the mat, but it's okay. Sometimes you don't have time, but you want to listen, and I invite you to drop your breathing down to your belly. So really bring the breath into the belly. So what it feels like is you expand and inhale. Inhaling deeply, you're going to feel the belly button and the lower abdomen extend out just a little bit, and you're connected to your pelvic floor. And it's like water dropping down into a glass. It drops right down to the very bottom of an empty glass. And then as you exhale, you bring the abdomen, the navel in towards the spine, and you exhale. And you do this very consciously, and eventually you'll start breathing this way naturally throughout the day. And then your system is in the parasympathetic nervous system. You're in the relaxation response. And this is where we want the human body to be in, is the relaxation response. So continuing to breathe into the belly. And I invite you to set an intention, and wherever you are in your world, even if you're in the kitchen, you're making breakfast with a tribe of children, set an intention. It takes just 1 second. It's something in the positive. I have the wardrobe of my absolute dreams. I have the relationship of my dreams. I have all the money I would ever need and more. I have abundance of friends, and whatever it is you want. Maybe you want a really nice car. Everyone has different things that they desire, and what is in your sense of desire right now is you set that positively. I have the car of my dreams, and you set now, and it's always now, because the subconscious only knows now. There's no other time for the subconscious. So if you say next week, then the subconscious doesn't take those orders. It says, oh, that's next week. I only know what she wants now. Subconscious stays in the present moment. So you will feed the subconscious in the present moment right now. And you just set the seed in. Now you have to have no expectation how long it takes that seed to germinate, continuing to breathe into your belly, or how long before that seed pops out of the dark mud and starts to shine its light into the world, into your heart. It manifests as maybe a car or a lover or whatever it is, or the abundance in the form of whatever abundance you want. Money, or property or whatever it is that you're just wanting, but you're just wanting it out of pure joy. And setting it and then letting it go. Once you set that seed into the consciousness of your mind, and this consciousness is rich, the most rich soil, because you're putting it into the consciousness of God consciousness, divine consciousness. That's the only consciousness. So you're putting it into your consciousness, and you're putting the seed in, and then you have to let go of expectations. And I often just say, this or better, this or better. Maybe my mind doesn't know of a possibility that infinite consciousness might know. It's even better. It's even better. And sometimes I feel a little too low fit and think that it didn't go my way, but you have to just surrender this intention to the universe. So I invite you to set that intention for yourself now, wherever pops up first, just with pure innocence and love. I have the blank of my dreams now, and set that into your consciousness. It might be the same intention you put through all week, or maybe it's something for a lifetime you say every day, or maybe it's brand new today. So let's set that intention now and breathe into our belly for a few breaths as we put some attention on that intention. And as you repeat this mantra and plant the seed into your conscious, I have the blank of my dreams now. And just say, I have the love of my dreams now, love of my life. I have the awakening. I am awakened now. I am awakened now. If that's something you desire, you want full awakening, of course, just set it in there. I am awakened now. You are awakened now. We're all awakened at a level that we're awakened, and we're flowering into all infinity. So we're always halfway. So we're always full. So we're awakened now. We're awakened at the level that we're awakened, and we'll continue to flower for all time and all eternity. So we need to be at peace with that truth. And we're all awakened now. You don't think of anybody who's not awakened, they're awakened to that level, and you have no way to judge even what that level is in form and what their infinite soul extensions of divine creation, what is that below that tip of that iceberg of the expression in the physical. And continuing to breathe into the belly and feeling the emotions that you would feel. And you have that, and you have that car of your dreams, that house of your dreams, that family of your dreams. You start to feel the same emotions. Everything is first set into the imaginary realm. You can't go into physical form until it's gone through the imaginary realm, and that's the realm of the mental. And so we create that picture, and then we have to create the emotion, because the mental just puts it together. And what tells the soul that it wants it and that it should start to put it into action is it feels our desire, and it feels our joy, and it feels our ecstasy, and it feels that rapture. And we have a house of our dreams, and we're standing in front and looking at it, and we know everything about it. And we see the shutters and the colors between the brick or wood, and you walk up the steps, your favorite steps, and see it put some attention into this realm. And so we're going to engage our Mula Bandha as we gauge the Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor, very gently holding that Mula Bandha. And then we're going to move into Uddiyana Bandha, bringing the belly in and up just a little bit. Everybody can do this. It's very easy. A very gentle, just lift and engage. We're allowing the lower belly to breathe right underneath this, the solar plexus area. That's at alert and just awake. And then we go into the Jalandhara Bandha, and we bring the chin in. Tongue is on the roof of the mouth, wherever is comfortable for you. And then you breathe into the belly and bring some emotion to your visualization. And if you can hold a nice little hand mudra, a nice one for this one right now is the chin mudra, bringing the finger and the thumb together. It's an empowerment mudra. So I invite you to sit here. We're going to sit here for several breaths where we're just going to envision our seed, the intention that we're planting into our consciousness. We're going to bring emotion to it. And we're going to breathe into our belly and engage the bones. So we can all do that. And let's do that so we contain the energy inside our body and nothing leaks out. We've sealed it up. And we're making this a very powerful, like, couple-minute intention we're going to put out for this day or for our life. We can give ourselves that time. So I invite you to start to breathe into the belly. I'll bring you back several breaths and imagine your intention vividly and bring emotion to it. Let it bring you joy. Let it open you up. Feel right now how you would feel in your pelvis. Taking a couple more breaths, still feeling the emotions. Keep the concentration on your intention, your dream, and the reality of it now. Feeling exactly as you feel, experiencing. And now coming back, feeling the pelvic floor and the body. And we're going to begin to do a couple pelvic lines. So just making some circles, feeling the sensation in your body, going slow enough so you can feel. And even if you're standing, you can do this. Just begin to bring that torso around the pelvis. And anytime you feel a little spot, you can move back around a little, massage it, and just enjoy being in your body and just moving and swaying, going both ways, but we're just present and letting the neck at the same time just kind of relax and breathing into the belly. We're feeling a sense of we're completely safe in this moment. We're totally innocent. We're totally free. We're just in our body, infinite intelligence, just experiencing another way of being, moving into cat-cow. So feeling that spine extend and open up in your cow, where your chest is open, your heart is open, your back is round. You can almost feel the angel wings behind you lifting up, or maybe they're just going far back or around. And then inhaling, exhaling into our cat, and just feeling that energy moving around in that a little bit, and moving back into cat cow spontaneously. Just getting a little more present in our body. Just in, maybe You just start to move your hands or your fingers a little, your arms, but just starting to move whatever kind of moves and seeing how present you can get in your body as you kind of move back and forth into cat, cow, into spontaneous movements, just feeling what feels good and keeping the breath in the belly. And coming back to center. So I promised you a couple of hip openers, so we're going to go into some hip openers first. Let's just move into Badakhanasana so we can just open up. Just always feels good. Grab the feet and take a moment to really look at the feet. These are your feet. These are your feet. It's nice to know what our feet look like, our own feet. Some people don't have any idea what their own feet look like. So just take a moment to enjoy and appreciate and feel them kind of wiggling around with each other, maybe the toes playing together and massaging the all along the spine here, outer edge of the arches, and even inside the feet. So just taking a moment to do that. And while you're doing that, feeling the knees pressing down towards the floor and the spine extending up, further up into the sky. We're moving into effort now. So we're wanting to find an edge, and we're still holding the toes and the feet in the way we want, but we could just come to a little stop and keep our hands wrapped around the toes and be in a state of stillness and looking up and feeling the head go back just ever so gently. And then inhaling a nice deep inhale. And then at the hips, beginning to hinge forward a little bit. So feel the body begin to hinge forward, but take it very slowly and find your edge. You may start to feel some sensation in the hips. And that's good. That's what we want. We always want to stay on the feel so good zone. And if we're ever in pain, we always want to back off. This is a feel so good experience with ecstatic yoga, secret embodiment. We're becoming more and more embodied by being present, bringing awareness to the sensations in the body. And when you find that edge as you hinge forward, just rest on it on a nice deep breath together. Just feeling into sensation and enjoying it. Noticing what your body's feeling. And then wherever you're in your breath, wherever you are, just on your next exhale, see if you can hinge a little bit forward. In the hips. Just finding a new edge. Wow. I'm going a lot further than I thought. And then holding this edge for a moment, few breaths before we come up as we engage those bandhas. So the Mula bandha is going to engage, the Uddiyana bandha is going to engage the belly. So the pelvic floor engages, the belly comes in and up, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Chin comes in just a little. And breathe. Fully present to yourself in sensation. Just breathe into the nectar of it. Just being in your body and feeling sensation. And then gently, when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. So that's a nice hip opener. It's a nice one to start with because it's gentle. But let's bring those legs out in front of us and flop them around because that was a pretty intense pose. And just windshield wipering and again being really present to this body isn't you, but infinite divine intelligence, your infinite soul power is animating through this body right now. And whatever that is, it's one with all it is, but a very divine sacred presence emanates through your body. And the more that it can embody the physical through relaxation, the more powerful the service of the human being to the light. So, and that's what we ultimately want. Simply serve the light, serve the truth, the highest, the greatest, the good, and that's what that looks like. So we surrender to the moment and do our best. And so we're going to come up onto our hands and knees into a table pose. That we are going to move into a low lunge. So we're into a table pose, knees are under the hips, wrists are right under the shoulder. And then we're going to take that right leg and we're going to bring it up between the hands. And the left leg can come back just a little bit. And the first thing we're going to move into just is a low lunge and begin to lunge forward and feel the opening of that left hip. And bring your attention there, engaging the bandhas and breathe. Dive inside the sensation and through the heart. See if you can hinge a little further into that hip opener. Just breathing and taking one more nice deep breath here. Basking in sensation. And then coming back to center. And now what we're going to do is, let's get more straight on the mat, is we're going to move into our blaster. So this right foot is still a front, but I'm going to move it out just a little bit. And just a teeny bit. And I'm going to bring, so it's comfortable for me to bring both hands on the inside of this right foot. So it's to the left of the right foot. So they're both together, and the back thigh is behind the hands, and I'm going to bring my back thigh back. And you can put a blanket under your knee. And then feeling this pose right here, blaster pose, just feeling that nice edge. And then engaging those bandhas and taking 3 nice deep breaths, fully immersed in your own body, your own inner sensations as you fully become present to the sensations of this pose. Engaging the bandhas. Beautiful. And letting go. We're going to bring that right leg back. Come back into our table. Let's do a couple cat cows right now just to kind of bring some relaxation to that hip for a moment before we go to the other side. Keeping the breath flowing and enjoying the sensations in your body as you just move back and forth into these spontaneous cat cows. I love to wag my tail when I'm in cow. And when I'm in cat, I love to come back and circle the hips. But there's so many fun things to do, so just feel what your body feels and do something different. Discover more little parts of your body that you can bring your attention into. Keeping the breath flowing into the belly. And then coming back to center. And we are going to take the left leg up between the hands now. And we're going to go and move into a low lunge on this side. So we're just going to begin to hinge forward. And you can bring the hands forward of you a little bit. You can use a block if you want. Like how should have shown you this. I've shown you a few times. And just leaning into that lunge, making some little micro movements around that right hip. Now we're feeling into the right hip. So now we are going to engage all the bandhas pelvic floor, belly comes in and out, chin comes in, tongue in the roof of the mouth. And we're going to breathe into the belly as we bask into the sensations and the nectar, just fully present in our body. Holding that edge. And see if you can hinge a little further into the hip. Engage those bandhas and take one more deep breath. Feeling the entire energy field in and around your body. And then coming back to neutral. Okay, let's come back a little bit. Flex and extend that front foot. I should have done this on the other side. And just feeling those sensations in the low back. Enjoying it as you flex and extend and go further back. And just moving into the micro movements here. Part of our lunge walks we love to do. And then coming back to neutral. And then we're going to take the left hand and bring it inside the left foot. So both hands to the right of the front foot, just in alignment with the foot. The knee is right behind the hands, and we're going to bring that knee back. Let's bring that knee back. And then at this point, we're feeling, this is where you can use a block if you like. We're in blaster pose now, so you can use a block. That's easy, a little easier for some people. Sometimes for some people, for me, I'm feeling a little bit more hip opener here with the block. So I'm going to experiment. You just want to find where you can feel the greatest opening and sensation, staying in the feel so good. And always knowing you can move out of a pose before me. You don't have to hold it as long if you want to go into child's pose at any time during the practice or savasana, that one. So engaging the bandhas and breathing into the belly and noticing the sensations in this beautiful blaster pose. See if you can hinge a little further and take one more deep breath. Bask in the nectar. Beautiful job. Coming back to center. Just focus on basking in the nectar. So let's move into child's pose for a moment and open up those knees. And I want to give you a few breaths where you can just really be with yourself, with your heart, in whatever way that is for you. Sending your heart love, fully present. Maybe you'll visualize the intention we had set at the beginning of practice. And I invite you to go there now. And taking more breath. and gently coming out. Beautiful job. So I did mention some twists. So let's do a couple seated twists first, and then we'll do a couple standing twists. So let's just do I love this one. We have the legs straight out, and then we're going to take, so I have sometimes this flips it so it mirrors. I try to get it to go that way so that when I put my left leg out, it's your left side too. I used to always swap it when I taught for years and years, and it's so much easier to not swap, just flip the camera. So hopefully you're getting it for me. So my left leg is out straight. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to put the right foot just over to the outside of the left leg. And then I'm going to inhale and extend that spine up and feel the whole torso lengthening and extending towards the heavens. And then I'm going to take the left arm and hug the right knee in towards the chest. And as I hug the legs in towards the chest, I feel the spine lengthening. And then we're going to do it with breath now. So engaging all the bandhas, the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha, belly in and out, Jara and Bala, chin is in, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And then breathing into the belly, extending the spine, basking in sensation. Fully present to the experience. Just basking in the nectar of human being and twist. And that is breathe and experience, the felt sense. And body is engaged. One more deep breath. Fully present. And as you exhale, release. Releasing the leg. Maybe going a little micro to the other side. And then we're going to have the right leg straight out. I'm going to take the left knee up. Left foot is on the mat. And take that left foot to the outside of the right leg. And we're going to start to open up that spine and start to extend it up. Get it as straight as possible, kind of at attention. Shoulder blades are coming a little bit together. The shoulders are back a little because we're in those loops. And engage those bandhas, those energy seals, those locks. And then taking the right arm around the left leg, hugging that left leg into you. Extending the spine, engaging the bones, and breathe. Bask in the neck. Be fully present with yourself. Just dive into your heart. One more deep breath. Engage those lines of energy. Hugging the knee in, extending the spine, engaging the bones. One more deep breath. Surrendering you to self. And releasing the palms. Beautiful. Wiggling those legs, shaking them out. So looking at the time, I think what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto the mat and do a nice supine twist. Let's see, no, we were going to do a standing twist, so we're going to get a little bit of energy. Okay, so we're going to do a nice easy standing twist, and then we're going to do triangle, and then we're going to go down onto the mat and do our supine spinal twist, and move into a couple more hip openers, pull it balance. I sit it balance, so we try to squeeze it in. We have not a lot of time. Time flies when we're having fun. It's not so much how many poses you get in the sequence is how present you are. You're taking this time in the morning or the afternoon, the evening to get present in your body, to feel more free in your body, to be more connected and more embodied and more flexible and have more ease in the body. And just have a general sense of love and connection to the inner being, this Atman, this infinite aliveness within you. And to just give that some attention. And that's what's most important. And so we're going to have a nice wide stance here. Beautiful. And we're going to be hinging at our hips. We're going to go into wide leg forward fold. And then we're going to go into a couple twists on the wide leg forward fold. So, sticking out that tailbone. Doing that first. Engaging those bandhas, so the pelvic floor, the Uddiyana bandha, the belly, and the Jalandhara bandha. And then exhaling down, hinging forward. And then breathing, continuing to breathe. Find your edge as you keep the spine straight. You're just hinging at the hips. And when you're at your edge, the back of your legs, your hamstrings, and your calves are telling you that's good enough for right now. I like that. It feels good. So engage the palms and take a nice deep breath here on this edge. Feeling all the sensation in the back of the legs, back of the neck, whole body. And then when you're ready, see if you can hinge a little deeper. Maybe on the exhale, maybe not. Just see what if the hips can hinge. Maybe even just a micro bit deeper. And then let's engage the bandhas. Let's relax the head and the spine now. Bring the hands down to the mat or the block. You can use a block if you like. Just coming down and just relaxing here. Maybe doing a little yes, no with the head or just some gentle circles, very gently. Releasing the spine, the shoulders, just let relaxation come and moving the head in all kinds of little micro different directions. Feel good, gently and safely. Keeping the breath flowing. And then let's take one nice deep breath here with all the bandhas engaged. Nice couple 2 breaths in this pose. And engaging the bandhas and lifting the head and lifting the heart. And bring the hands. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to stay down for a moment. We're going to do our twist. We're staying down on the mat. I want you to take the right hand and bring it right in the middle between the feet at the front of the mat. And then you can just begin to twist to the left as you lift the left arm up, opening up, feeling that nice twist. You might have a micro bend on the knees. Looking over to the left, engage the bandhas and let's breathe. Basking in the nectar of your own inner wings. Next inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhaling that left hand down, bringing it right where the right hand was. We're going to open up to the right, bringing the right arm up. Gazing out towards the right. Into our edge here, a nice gentle edge. We've got some nice effort going just where we want it to be. And engage those bandhas. And then breathe. Basking in the nectar. Inhale, reaching your hands and fingertips up. And exhale, bring those hands down. And let's shake out the head a little on the spine. And just gentle, loose forward fold. Nice loose forward fold. Just shaking her. And now we're going to lift the head first. And the heart, hands on the hips. And we're going to hinge all the way up. Beautiful job. Let's see if we have time for drying. Yeah. No, let's do a balance and then we're going to go down onto the floor. Can't do everything every day, but what is a balance we haven't done in a little while? What's a good one is dancer. I don't think we've done a few trees and done eagle. I want to do Chandrasana. Maybe that's what we ought to do. We haven't done that in a long time. But no, let's do dancer and we'll do our Chandrasana tomorrow. All right. So with dancer, I'm still working on dancer because when John passed, I completely was unembodied. I left my body. I was gone. Pretty much a trickle of my consciousness was animated through the body. And I couldn't even do yoga. And when I would do it, I would be imbalanced and I would fall. And I was the poses that were super easy before that I've been teaching for years and years. I'd be out of balance. And also because I wasn't in my body, I didn't want to get embodied and I didn't want to do yoga. And so I didn't do it for probably about 3 years after he passed. And now that I've gotten back into it, it's a whole different experience. So I'm still actually trying to improve on some poses. Dancer used to be one that I was really, really good at. I could hold for a long time, but I'm still working on dancer. So we'll do this together. So let's bring all the way into the right leg, the right standing leg, and feel that leg extending into the earth. So you're almost feeling like that right leg is a tree trunk, but you're visualizing the right leg going deeper in to the earth with roots and taking all your weight off, just very little, just your toe off the left leg. So now you've got your balance, and you're going to find a drishti out in front of you. So it could be a picture of a haughty guy. Right now I got a picture of John, of course, I'm in the sanctuary. So you keep that focused, and it's got to be something that's not moving. That's called your drishti. And if you focus on that, you keep a single focus on that, it helps you balance. All right, so we're going to take the right hand up and open the chest up a little bit, even gaze a little up towards the ceiling. Still feeling really rooted in the right leg. And then we're going to take the left hand and we're going to bring it behind us, open the shoulders so the hand, the palm is facing out. So when we lift that back foot, we grab the inside of the left foot. So the left hand grab the inside of the left foot. Your thumb can be resting on the sole of your foot. And then we're going to inhale, and then we can start to hinge forward. When the hip opens, this is where I want to practice today. Finding your drishti now, and then find some people. This is their. I feel a lot of sensation here, but the full. If you want to go into the full pose, you would hinge even further forward. Bring the back knee parallel and pushing the foot into the hand, engaging the bones and breathing. If you fall out, you'll just come back in. Take practice. One more breath. Falling out and coming back. And that's on my right leg. My right leg is a lot more sturdy than my left leg because I had an injury, but I'm building up the strength in the left leg by doing these balances. So now we're going to bring all the energy into the left leg. I might not do quite so good. Who knows? And visualizing that left leg again as a tree trunk and just seeing it go deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth, more stable. Beautiful. And then very little weight on the right foot. You can bring that right foot back a little bit, toes back. And just feeling the energy and the weight in the left. And then bringing that left arm up. Left leg is firmly rooted into the earth. Taking the right hand and bringing that, opening up the right shoulder and having the palm of the hand out so it can grab the foot and just gently allowing that right foot to come up, grabbing the inside. And then the knees come back together. So you're in alignment, and then beginning to hinge forward. Finding your hinge, wherever it is, and taking a nice deep breath here. And your dancer, wherever your dancer is. One more deep breath. And exhaling down. So we're going to do a lot more practice on those because obviously I need it, so we'll all practice together and we just get better and better. And that's what it's all about. It's not about being perfect. We're never perfect. We'll never ever be. We'll always be more expansion of what we are. All right, so let's come down onto the floor. And so let's clasp the hands behind us and hinge forward, bringing the hands up above, allowing the head to relax down and kind of shake it out gently, just very slowly and gently. Feeling that opening in the lower back. Engaging those bandhas and breathing into this beautiful, beautiful pose of honoring the heart. Standing yoga mudra. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Fully present. Fully present to yourself. Sensation. And then releasing the arms. Bring the arms down. And let's see, we're going to come down onto our backs. And we are going to do a nice twist in the supine spinal twist. So we're moving into a little bit of hula just to release and relax that lower back. And then I'm going to take the left leg and I'm going to extend it out. The right knee is up, the right foot is flat on the floor. And so feeling both those legs where they are, the left leg resting on the earth, and the heel, the calves, the hamstrings, buttocks, and feeling the right buttocks on the floor and the right knee bent with the right foot on the floor. Just feeling that sensation. And then we're going to come up just about an inch towards the left as we bring the right knee over to the left. The left hand on the right knee and the right hand extending out behind us, turning the head to gaze over that right arm, extending out 90 degrees. And engage those bandhas and taking a few breaths into this beautiful, deep pose. Engaging in sensations. And which sensation can you feel? Absorb, bask in the nectar. One more nice deep breath as you bask deeply into the nectar of your own beings, your own sensations. And releasing that right knee. And then coming to your flat on your back. And we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to take the right leg straight out. The left knee is bent up, left foot on the mat, coming up, hinge onto that right side, bringing the left knee over, right hand on the left knee as you guide it over to that gentle, beautiful edge, beautiful sensation. And the left arm extends out. You can turn the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. And engage the bandhas and breathe, basking in sensation, being fully present to yourself, energetically, emotionally, physically. One more deep breath. And releasing the left knee. And so you're flat on your back. And five or 6 more minutes. Anyways, let's just move into our releases. So feet flat on the floor, knees are up. You can bring your feet maybe a little wider if it's comfortable, and just swiveling those hips. Everything's resting on the earth. Nothing's lifting up off the earth. We're just moving the hips. So as you feel one hip drop down towards the heel, the opposite hip is coming up towards the armpit, and then switch to the other side. One is coming down towards the heel, the opposite is coming up towards the armpit, and just allow that back to swivel with those hips. Noticing sensation, engaging the body. So let's breathe through this. Fully present to what's going on inside your body through this release. And move into hip pointers. Only one hip at a time, up towards the sky. That butt cheek will come off the mat. And the butt cheek roots into the mat as you lift that hip and bring it up towards the sky. You're just going back and forth in hip pointers. Fully engaged in sensation, fully present to the pose. Taking your time. And hold as long as you want. And slow and a little faster. Find your pace. Try different paces. Beautiful. And as you're laying flat on the back, see what time it is. We're going to go into Savasana. So bringing the legs straight out and allowing those feet to flop out. Just tells the body we're safe, we're open, and allowing the arms to come a little ways from the side of the body, palms up, and have them become going a little out. And feeling the entire body just resting deeply into the earth. Whatever that is for you. You may be sitting in a chair and the earth is the chair, the seat in the back of the chair, where your body's connected to the grounding of the earth. And surrender into that. Be grateful for that. Knowing that as long as this body is earth, earth will support it. So you're breathing into that sense of safety and relaxation. Letting your body relax and release deeper and become heavier. Just sink deeper into the earth, deeper connection. And from this deep connection to Mother Earth, the physical mother, rest in silence, simply basking in the nectar. Connected to Mother Earth. I invite you to rest in silence now. Beginning to breathe into the belly. Fully present to the body, to sounds around you. And you relaxed and at peace. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Be making some slight movements in the body to begin to come back into the body. And bringing those knees into the chest and rocking back and forth a little bit. Just to release and relax the lower back. And then coming up to seated position. And taking this moment to dive inside your own being. Just sending your own self-gratitude for your own attention in this time. Just trying to be present with yourself. Your first and foremost love. Basking in that nectar. Moving into the belly. And bring yourself back to that intention, that seed of desire you planted into your consciousness. And bring a little attention to that for the next couple breaths. Feeling the emotions you feel when you have this now. And doing a final scan of the body, just noticing, maybe noticing any difference in the inner space and alignments when you begin practice. Simply basking in that spaciousness, observant of that aspect of yourself. Breathing into the belly, just feeling that joy, that peace, that love, that happiness that you desire, feeling that now. And let's conclude. We'll conclude with a little, see if I have a little chant inside. I haven't thought about it for right now. Let's see if I have a little chant inside that wants to come up. Ayoke, 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 okendihate, ayoke, 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 neke akahe, he akune ke mate seya, he akune ne ma, he akune ki unde mate sunde ate ki ha, he hake unde ha, ya. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. And you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me. We are one. Namaste. And please stay for Rapture Meditation. I'm going to sign off for a minute and log back in for 30-minute Rapture Meditation. So I look forward to joining me for that. Kind of getting you primed for the Earth 2022 to be online. It's also in person at John's Place in Murray. 133 East, 4800 South in Murray. So you can come in person if you like, or online on any of these channels. Wishing you a beautiful and blessed day.